All right, what is up, everyone? Back here with another Ultra League team. This time, wanting to try out a double electric team featuring level 50 Lanturn. So, been wanting to try this thing out in Ultra League for a while. I got the XLs. I got close enough to a hundo where I felt good about powering it up, and was trying to think of some teams to try with it, and came up with this one, and it worked really well. I used it for 3 sets today. Went positive in all the sets, got a couple of those battles here, 5 of those battles here to take a look at. And you can see that it's with a Giratina in the lead, and then the double electric backline with Galvantula as the safe swap. And Galvantula is running Lunge and Energy Ball. My idea behind Energy Ball was to be able to draw out a Swampert, something like that, and be able to nuke it with a Energy Ball, one-shot it. And didn't see a whole lot of Swamperts. I think there's a battle coming up with a Swampert where they shield the Energy Ball anyway, though. So, yeah, might be better off going with Discharge for the other move. And for Giratina, similar. I tried with multiple move sets in different sets that I tried. I tried Shadow Claw and Dragon Breath. I tried Ancient Power and Shadow Force. So we're using Dragon Breath, Shadow Force in this video. But there's a good argument to be made for Shadow Claw, giving you better steel coverage in the lead for something like Lowland Sandslash in the lead. That's kind of a core breaker to the team. So anyway, there's options with the move set, but the team in general, Giratina Double Electric, very solid. So jumping into this battle, we swapped out of our lead, and they answered our Galvantula with a Skeledirge, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Shadow Ball and a Disarming Voice, and I'm going to try to farm the thing all the way down before it gets to the third Incinerate. And then I'm just going to swap right to my Lanturn, hoping that Lanturn core breaks their team. A lot of times there's a Tapu in the lead and a Flyer in the back, because not a whole lot of people are running Ultra League Lanturn, and so you can play a Water Lead Flyer backline. But the fact that they're staying in here says to me that that's probably what we're going to see. So there it is. It's a Mandibuzz in the back. I can just go for double Thunderbolts here. And I have a bunch of energy that I had banked on my Giratina as well. So I believe I had 2 Dragon Claws banked on the Giratina. So I'm in really good shape here. Now, they're out of shields. I can go Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt. And then they're out of shields after that move. Throw this second Thunderbolt, and then I can swap to Giratina and actually go for my double Dragon Claws here. So that's going to be a GG. Overall, I think this team, it was really fun. Saw a couple problems. Dragonite is kind of a problem for this team. Dragonite's kind of tough. If you see it in the lead, you can do okay with Dragon Breath there. Pidgeot, I can do okay with Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw here, but I want to swap to my electric type. Here's the Swampert. So I go for the Energy Ball here, hoping to catch them off guard and one-shot the Swampert. But they anticipated it through a shield, and now I'm going to shield a move and go for a lunge here. I built up to the Energy Ball to threaten their second shield, and this way I can get myself a shield advantage. And now here, if they throw a Hydro, I can live it. So I'm going to no-shield it, but it was the Earthquake, so it knocks us out. And now being debuffed, I'm just going to go for, well, I was planning to farm the thing all the way down. They decided to bank a Hydro Cannon and dip. And I can just stay in here for this, because my Lanturn's going to be so good against that Pidgeot. And I can go for the Shadow Force here against the Reggie. They're out of shields. Basically, Lanturn is my win condition here. I'm just going to stay in, let them throw the resisted Zap Cannons. And at some point, yeah, here I can swap out to the Lanturn now and start just banking up energy. So that when Swampert comes back in, I have a Surf loaded. The Surf will knock out the Swampert. And then I can go for Thunderbolts and Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw damage against the Pidgeot. So I'm in good shape here. Here's the Swampert coming in. I can shield this Earthquake and then go for the Surf. And now, yeah, again, in good shape. They're not going to be able to one-shot me with a Brave Bird because it's resisted. So they're going for a Feather Dance instead, I think. So what I'm going to do is just swap to Tina to clear the debuff and then start farming down with Dragon Breaths and Dragon Claw. And this game is basically over. Pidgeot is, not what you want to see with the Giratina if you're running Shadow Claw. But with Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, it's actually okay. So on to the next battle. We see a Jellicent in the lead. And now with Jellicent, A lot of times with this lead, I was just swapping right to Galvantula, but this time I wanted to just farm up some energy first. I'm going to have to take a Shadow Ball, which is not great, but then I swap right to Galvantula. And they actually swap at the exact same time to a Snorlax, so Snorlax kind of interesting pick. Interesting for their team, and they have double Ghost in terms of the fast move, right? They got Hex on Jellicent and then Lick on Snorlax, and so this team would struggle against like a Dark type in the lead, I think. But what we're going to do is we're going to shield one. And I'm going to go for the farm down to try to farm this thing all the way down, but I'm not going to quite make it. They get to another body slam, and I think it's worth the shield to try to get my Lanturn on their Jellicent. So I'm going to debuff this thing. They don't know my moveset. This could be a discharge, so they do shield it. And then they throw a move right before I get to another charged attack. So now I can bring in my Lanturn. And Lanturn's going to do fine against Obstagoon and Jellicent. It's going to be a close one. They're running Obstruct. So I want to swap out and clear the debuff on my Lanturn, and then I can start getting in some neutral Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw damage on them while I'm resisting their counters. So Tina with Dragon Breath again is not bad against Obstagoon. So I'm going to let it go down now though, and go for a double Surf here. I think with the Obstruct boost that they're getting to their defense, I don't think one Surf is going to be enough. So let's see. Yeah, it's not quite enough. And I don't want them to get to another move. They only got 4 counters in there, so they're still 1 counter away from their next move. And thankfully, I make it to a Thunderbolt right before they get to a Shadow Ball. And then Jellicent will go down here, and the one Spark will take down Obstagoon before it gets to its move. So GG, another great game, close one that time. Now we got a Tentacruel in the lead, and they swap right away to Poliwrath. And so this is great. We got the whole team's good against Tentacruel, and we got multiple answers for Poliwrath as well. So I'm actually going to go over farm and go to the Energy Ball right before they get to a Scald. This will one-shot them if they let it go, and they're out. And now I can still do a lunge on the Tentacruel to debuff it, and super effective Volt Switches to get some good chip damage before Giratina comes back in. So overall, this team does really well against Tentacruel and Poliwrath, which is great because there's a lot of that in the meta right now. And their final Pokemon was Virizion, which the thing, yeah, can't do anything to a Giratina. So there's the team. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you have a level 50 Lanturn, if you have an XL Galvantula, those are maybe a little tougher builds and just needing a lot of resources, but very fun and core break a lot of teams. Those kind of water flyer teams that you see, Galvantula does really well. Lanturn's very bulky, so overall strong team. Check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Y'all be blessed.